Are y'all still up? Kathy White's got some news, so we had to come on here so she could share it. But I've been out in the garden. I'm about to melt. I still ain't even went and got to take a shower yet from digging taters. So I'm a tired, nasty tater.
It's not easy being the one everyone
digger.
counts on to keep your operation running.
So I pinned the link. Kathy, you coming? Coming up here? You can tell them. I don't have anything exciting to talk about other than we've been out in the garden digging taters, hadn't we, Terry? Y'all, and we're just now eating a bite. He's gonna take his plate. You know what we're having? We're having frozen pizzas. What we're having. So I'm gonna take another bite. Don't watch me eat. Don't watch me eat.
Hi. I'm tired. That's okay.
I'm doing, Kathy. I'm doing this just for you. So
I know.
I'm about to die here.
Have a crowd, but that's too bad. I'm tired. I haven't done much except sit on my fanny.
Well, late this evening we dug those potatoes. We got done though, but I tell you, yes.
Oh my!
We sure did. Done all of them.
The fried okra looked good.
It was, yeah. But we didn't
try your fried. I'm gonna come down and just try your fried okra.
Well, when we came in, we hadn't been in the house too awful long. When we come in the house, I made a frozen pizza. So we're having frozen pizza.
Oh,
and
wow.
Then I didn't want to put it in the oven, so I kind of tried to put it in this microwave type, not microwave, but whatever type oven, not turn the oven on. So, so we're just getting by this evening.
I don't blame you. That's a lot of work.
And then I didn't make the bed because I washed the sheets today. So I made the bed up because I didn't want to wait till bedtime to make the bed. So just been one of them days, one of them evenings. The day was fine. Everything just balled up this evening before dark. So
yeah, well, you guys were working hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tell you, this has been quite the day.
I don't know if you want to wait till a few of them get in here.
Yeah, I suppose if anybody shows up.
I'm seeing 14.
Well, we only got one in chat, and that's Cheryl.
I know it. I know. Why ain't everybody in chat? Everybody just watching.
Because we're late.
Where are you guys at?
They probably didn't think he's coming up tonight, Rita.
That's probably what it was. I apologize for that, but I
told you we didn't have to do it tonight.
I know. Well, I know, but you were excited, and I know some of them are excited for you. So, but boy, that chat's not moving. I think everybody's getting ready for bed.
That's where Kathy ought to be.
I know. And Rita wants to go hop in the shower, and I probably won't go right to bed, but I need to go wash this dirt off of me and sweat. I'll tell you. And my feet, you know how when you work in the garden down around your ankles, your ankles getting so much dirt around them.
Hi, Mandy.
15. I think they're just slowly finding us.
Well, I've got to go to lunch anyway.
Yeah. What do you have for lunch? Where do they take you?
I ate at home first. I didn't realize, we was going to be stalled, so they would take me to lunch. Well, Todd took me to lunch, and I had a chef salad.
No.
And I couldn't eat it all. He ended up eating my cucumbers. And this John guy that Larry told me was 70, he's 1 year younger, one year younger than Todd. And he used to be a prison guard.
Prison guard. Okay.
He's got hair that hangs clear down to here.
Huh.
I think he bleaches it blonde because he's ain't got gray hair. Oh, yeah, you have. And I'll tell you what, After seeing Todd like without his hat and stuff on, he looks old enough for me to date.
Okay.
But he wants me to fix this up with his dad. And it's like I told you, he's 80, and I don't know. But like I told everybody, I turned it over to God, and I don't know what to do in this case.
Well, I know, but 80.
That's old. I mean, Jim was 81 when he passed away. So that's kind of one of the reasons I'm kind of skittish about going with older.
Yeah.
And they can't believe I want somebody from 65 to 70.
So he was quite a bit older than you then.
Oh, yeah,
wasn't he?
7 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I had no clue I thought I'd outlive him just for.
Yeah.
But he never was. I mean, he was in fairly good health until he had his gallbladder out, and then his heart went kabonky, and I mean, it's one thing after another.
Huh.
And his heart finally got him. I guess that's what it was. I still think he had cancer, but that's. She said, I can't see the point of having an autopsy done. Well, I couldn't either because he had a bad heart and he had stomach problems, and but I still think he had prostate cancer. But there was a holdup on the money. Anything go wrong with it?
So she still ain't took the check to the bank, guys. So
That's because the bank was closed. I mean, it's like one thing after another. It's like Larry was supposed to call me, and he didn't. He's out of the deal. As far as I know, he's not. He's the one that bought the farm, and he ain't got it.
Huh.
Todd's got it. Him and Mark. I think his name's Mark. I don't know what his name is. I don't know, Mandy, where the crazy hens are tonight. This crazy hen's tired.
This crazy hen's tired. So Kathy needs to share her news, and this has got to go.
Two more people up here, and I'm going to. Hi, Irene.
Yeah, hello, Irene.
I think they know what it is. Kathy's laughing her butt off. Oh, Rita, but it was so funny because Todd says, you need to go out with my dad. And it's like, no, he's too old.
Nah.
He says he's 80. I said, I don't care, he's too old. And he lives in Florida. I mean, I told Todd, I said, you want to go to Hawaii? He said, you'll wait till winter. But he was in Hawaii in January or February.
Okay.
So I've been over there twice, and I said, I want to go back to Maui. He said, that's where I was.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think that'll happen either. This guy's kind of but he looks older than 57, 58. He does. But he's been out in the sun so much that he's got like deeper wrinkles than I got. And he's got a lot, his hair is black, but it's just scattered with gray. Hi, Cindy.
Hello, Cindy.
Where you going, bud? Poor Barney had to sit for. I didn't think we'd ever get out of that dang office. Well, that's why we went to have lunch. We thought we were going to have to go back because John, that's his name, John. He didn't transfer his part of the money. Larry didn't cough his up. He couldn't come up with it.
And you've been waiting all this time, and it sounds like it almost didn't happen today if them others hadn't stepped up and bought that.
Well, no, he had already co-signed, but Todd had to really run around, and cough up the rest of the money, and he's teed off at Larry, and I don't blame him. Yeah, you haven't guessed, Cheryl.
You got to tell him. You want me to make you big while you tell him?
No. Too tough. I closed today, people. I'm done.
So now she's gonna loan us all some money. So.
No, it's all gonna get. My sister says, "You bring that check in here, and we're gonna." And I said, "No, you're not. I can handle it." But I went to take it to the bank, and I didn't realize my bank, our small bank, closed at 3.
Oh, on a.
Yeah,
That's Thursday.
They closed at noon on Saturday. Yeah, I got closed. I got my check. It's in my wallet. But it was funny because I walked in there and Nancy says, "Kathy, we got a problem. We're $48,000 short." I said, "Then we ain't closing." And anyway, when John got there, he said, and Todd told me, he said, "I told him to do that early because I think a lot of people think you just transfer money to, it goes from your bank to some other dumb place and back to Nancy's bank. It's a mess. I didn't realize. Yay, that's where I feel, Mandy. And they were down by here today, and I said, "Why didn't you stop?" He says, "Because we was in a hurry."
Huh.
He brought John down by to look at the farms, what he done.
Oh, okay.
But the deal is, if something would happen to either one of the guys, those two, Larry's totally out of this, I guess, and he's the one who wanted the farm. If one of them would get killed, then it's like the way they had it set up was it's 50-50. That each get 50% of whatever they're whoever inherited. You know what I mean? They'd get. I just look at him like, how in the hell did you do this when I started dealing with Larry? I don't know. I just wonder if Larry's cancer is worse and he didn't want in the deal.
It might be. Well, what will they do now? Will they put cattle on it, or is it what do you grow?
They said they're going to tear down some of the trees, which I didn't want done, but they're gonna farm it.
So plant stuff. It's like row crops.
Yeah, row crops. Yeah. I mean, Rita, the fencing isn't good enough for cattle anymore.
Okay.
It was getting bad when I had it.
When I think of a farm, I think of cattle farming, I guess.
Well, that's what Jim and I did. I mean, when we got our divorce, all the cattle belonged to me except one. I'd raised him from, get out of there. Hey, come on, get out of here. He's under the desk. He's found a new place to lay.
Well,
So, yeah, it's like I could have rented it out, and I think they got a problem, but it's not my problem now. Tomy's got pink flags up there across, like, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he had his own surveyor come in or what, but they got pink flags, and they're not putting it where I think that last one by the lake is off. So that's not my problem. I told Todd, I said, what you need to do is get a hold of Tomy and tell him what you want for that triangle, and I'll bet you'll get it. I told him Tommy wants $100,000 for that little tiny piece because there's going to be some problems there, I grant you. But I just wonder if Larry's cancer ain't worse, and he just wanted out of the deal.
So, but it's too late to plant it this year, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, they planted corn 2 weeks ago. I think they could still plant soybeans, but yeah, it's going to be too late to plant this year.
Well, I don't know nothing at all about soybeans.
I got a heck of a corn crop out there that's came up from last year's corn, but it ain't going to be worth nothing. Oh, I don't know. I tell you. And Lancy said, do you plan on selling your house soon? I said, no. She said, thank God.
I know telling who'd end up with your house if you sold it, though.
I know. I mean, well, Todd asked me if Larry had dibs on the house. And I said no. Because I told him he had to cough up $50,000. And he, because I asked Nancy, oh no, they don't get dibs on your house for free. You have to put down so much money.
Hi, Jennifer.
Yeah, it is. It's off. I mean, it kind of bugs me that Larry didn't get it. But, I mean, I could have stopped it back in March when they changed buyers. I could have stopped the whole deal, Nancy said, because you bent over backwards.
And maybe that was what was taking them so long, is they didn't know how to handle that with Larry backing out or something. So.
Well, he just couldn't come up with the money. And Todd said, well, the reason, what Larry told him was 7 years ago, when he first came down with cancer, they told him he's going to die because it was stage 4. And he didn't. But he took all his assets and put them in places where creditors and stuff couldn't get them. No, he can't get it. You can't take the money out, like the banker was happy with the people that, he loaned the money to. So he knows them both. So, and the funny part was Todd says he used to live down here. Oh Lord, it's been probably 20, 30 years ago, down around the bend and down towards the river. See, I live by Spoon River. Only I'm up on the hill, and he lived down there in the first house right by the river on this side. Well, I know who lives there now, but he stopped and seen a couple of people that he knew down there this morning. So So he says it's kind of like being old home week, you know. I said, well, I worked at Keystone. He said, what? He said, he lives in Bartonville. This is kind of quinky dinky.
Uh,
He said, I worked in Bartonville for a while. I thought, I wonder when he worked, because he said well, I guess he did some roofing work. He didn't actually work at Keystone. He did some re-roofs. So I'll bet you I know, yeah. Quit, but he don't do them. His crew does. But oh my, he is so suntan. I mean, he's ridiculous. If he don't have cancer by the time he's 70, he'll be doing good. As much suntan as he's got. But roofers, that's the way it is.
Yeah, they have to be out in the sun. Yeah. There, Donnie. Hey, Donnie. Kathy had some news to share, so we come on here right quick to share it.
Kathy's getting all the money in the bank.
Yeah, Kathy's got money, but she's not going to loan us any of it, though. I'm so disappointed in her.
Not until Kathy finds out what it's going to cost a bundle to fix this house, because I know I'm going to have a new furnace and air conditioning. I'm going to let this air conditioner run till, you know, because I guess now to get a furnace and air conditioner costs $30,000. Used to cost 10 or less.
Yeah, less. Yeah.
Or less. Yeah. And it's like I haven't checked into it yet, but that's what the guy told my sister. She had one done last summer. I think it was, I don't know, but she had one, I put a new furnace, but she didn't have air conditioning put in, and it wasn't too, like $7,000 or something. He said, well, good thing you got it done because it's going to be 3 times that much. Yeah. So, but she didn't have air put in, so. And I don't think I could live without my air now.
Yeah.
And I'd say the funny part was, I went to go because I wore new shoes, and this ankle still giving me problems. The one that I broke the arch in my foot, and this John took my hand, took me down the steps, and I get down there. He says, "What are you doing?" Todd says, "What are you trying to do? Steal my girl?" He said, "You didn't offer." He said, "Well, usually you don't want any help." It's like, yeah, but I go down the steps in those new shoes, and it was kind of. I'm going to have to find. I know they got them where they make your foot go the other way, like a ridge they put in your shoes. Because I think and that's what I need. So it won't. My foot can't roll over that way. It wants to roll that way, which makes me. And my new sandals hold it up, but I feel because they're like that high. They're like, but they're Skechers. So, the acre I live on and the spare acre. I sold everything but the extra acre.
So she got 2 acres left.
That's all I need.
Yeah. There ain't none of mine for sale. My daddy always said they don't make any more properties. Or if you get any, you better keep it. So
you know what, Rita? I couldn't take care of it though. You know, it was just going to get to be a mess. It's a mess now, but not, bad. And Jim kept this place pristine. I mean, it was like he cut it out there and cut it all, and I know I wanted to keep it, but the more I looked at it, I thought, there's no way this place is going to be growed up. It looked like about like my yard does sometimes.
And none of your kids that wanted to take over and do farming, I don't guess.
No, because Chris is in California working on another TV show, and Becky's in Florida. No, they don't want it.
They're not interested, so I understand why you did.
Yeah, why? And like my sister said, why should you? She said, you might as well have the money.
That's true.
That's stupid. So
that's true.
But I told Becky, I said, told Mary, I said, what's going to happen is she's going to come in here and look at this yard. I got it partially cleaned up, and I'm going to have to find somebody to cut the bushes on the north end of the house. They've been there for 47 years. Tina says we can trim them back. Oh, I don't know. I tried that, and I'd gotten, I don't know if we can get them out of there or not. I just soon hire somebody and have them come in. But trying to find anybody to work for you is like pulling teeth.
It's awful.
Yeah. Nobody wants to work. And the ones that do want to work want to charge you an arm and a leg. So
that's true. That's exactly right.
Well, I found this guy that his mother used to babysit for my kids. Me and Joanne were friends. He's the one that come along the road and took all the trees out along the ditch. Oh, this place was a mess. This road was, Anyway, I said, well, what do you charge? And he said, for family and friends, I charge $125 an hour. And that wouldn't take him that long. But I don't know if he'd do those bushes or not. I'll have to talk to him and see if there's any way he could.
You might ask him and see what he tells you.
And that in the corner, I want that corner taken out too. So, and since Larry's not in, he can't say nothing.
That's
He
true.
told me I can't do that and watch me because I want to go on. I'm gonna put up that white fence. It's plastic or whatever it is on the corners. I don't know if I want it all the way across, but I'm gonna. Yeah, this yard's gonna be fixed up just for me.
Nah.
And my sister said, "What are you gonna do?" I said, "I don't know yet. I got to figure this out. But first of all, let's see where I can find the highest interest on a CD. I'll put some big amount in a CD and."
Yeah, but don't put it where you can't get it if you want to play with. You need some mad money. I don't know how much you got.
I got plenty of mad money.
Okay.
I got plenty of mad money.
Okay.
I got enough to fly to Florida if I want to, and fly, or not to Florida, to Hawaii, and fly to probably overseas.
Okay.
Nancy told me for my passport. She told me go talk to the mail place in Canton, the post office in Canton. But she said she thought they'd quit doing that. But I don't know. The one in Pekin, I think, still does it. I don't know. But they said, well, you have to go to circuit court in Peoria. Well, there ain't no way I can get there. I think there's a place in Galesburg. It's closer, and I can drive in Galesburg. So it's ridiculous. Anyway, you have to have your picture taken with like this. Your hair can't be on your forehead.
Wow.
No glasses, no makeup. It's ridiculous.
Huh.
And it's like, that doesn't make sense, Rita. I mean, you pull all this back and have no makeup on, then you look like a total different person. My hair is on my face and
Whatever. Yeah.
And Todd says, well, I told him, I said, I'd like to have chickens, but I don't want to put them out there in that acre. I think that'd be too hard for me to get to them in the winter. But I could put them out in the garden I got now, where the garden was, and put maybe my raised beds out in the other, I'll see.
So are you going to spend some money then on a chicken coop and some chickens?
I don't know. I can't. Eggs are going down.
But then if you wanted to travel, then they'd tie you down. So.
Yeah, like Barney.
Like Barney, yes.
Barney, I can get a babysitter for. These cats is what I worry about. You can't leave cats alone for more than a couple of days. They'll tear your whole house down because they're not used to being by themselves. They're big. Get out of there. You're worse than the dog. Well, now the cat's under there. If it ain't one of the crazy things, it's the other one. Get out of there, Scoober. What are you doing? You're crazy. He's sitting there looking at me like, what did I do?
Type in. I'm not going to stay here very long, Kathy, if you don't care.
No, I'm tired too, Rita.
Type into chat so that they'll know, because I bet you they know, but I don't think anybody knows we're here tonight.
I don't think so either. Come here. Oh,
I was so late, but I told you that if I dug them taters, I'd be late.
But we could have a closing party tomorrow night.
Okay.
Have a party. I don't care. We have a party or not. I'm just glad it's over.
Now tomorrow, I'm babysitting during the day tomorrow, so that'll be. But my
lawyer said it's been a year, hasn't it? I said almost, yeah. Because the first people who was going to buy it was trying to wanted me to take the $35,000 off for a realtor, and I am my own realtor, so no. And that's what Larry said. That's why Larry said, he said, no, don't do that, because he said that's not right. She didn't want to pay me nothing anyway, and she wanted me to give her another $35,000. I was like, no. So Larry come along and he said, he sit there and stammered. He said, I'll give you 70. He started to say 8,000, and they said 7,500. I said sold before he could change his mind.
7,500 an acre. No.
And they're like Farm Wife said, we should have got 50.
Property don't sell for that much an acre down here, but property's high every place anymore, though.
Well, there's property over around Farm Wife is selling for $14,000 an acre.
My goodness.
Yeah, did you get a good crop of taters?
We did. We sure did.
I hope they stay.
I think Terry said there's 12 or 13 bushel. There's a bunch.
Wow. Yeah, but I just hope they'll keep.
I do too.
All that rain.
Yeah, I do too. I didn't throw too many. rotten ones out, but I did a couple of them. The little girls come down toward the last there and help pick up some.
Aw.
I don't know if they didn't pick up very many, but they needed to see what was being done.
Well, that's the way kids learn.
But there was fire ants out there. You had to be real
Oh.
careful getting the fire ants while you was working and picking up. So it
We
was
don't
not.
have any fire ants, but we got some big black ants this year. I mean, them things are probably half inch big, long. Yeah, hamburgers. Yeah, I don't know.
But it was a job. But I feel good about it. I feel good that they're
They're
out there
done.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I felt that year we got 100 pounds. I was like, that's a lot of potatoes to grow in just a little garden. You know, it ain't big like yours.
Mm-hmm.
Do you can them? You can.
I can and I have, but they're not my favorite way though. But sometimes it beats a snowball.
Yeah, it does.
I know y'all hear me say that
I
about
buy canned potatoes.
No.
I actually buy canned potatoes.
You do buy canned? You
I
do?
buy canned potatoes in Aldi's, and I put them on the shelf in case, if I'm out of it. I don't eat a lot of potatoes since Jim
And
passed.
I like to make like just a soup mix. Put the onions and potatoes and just carrots in it, and that way just put some meat with it, and you got a soup pretty easy sometimes.
But you can fry them canned potatoes really well.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I've even I think it was last year, the year before, I kind of cut them like French fries, and then I would just drain them and rinse them, and they'd be like fried potatoes. That was about the best way so far I've done them. But
Well, they said you can freeze them, but you have to, like you do green beans, blanch them.
now, I've made my own French fries. I've cut them up and fried them a little bit, and then froze them, and then freeze, and then it might be like my own French fries.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to put everything in the freezer because what if something happened to the power grid and you didn't have power? So I try not to put everything in the freezer. And Kathy, I'm gonna go. So.
Okay, honey, that's fine. Me, I'm tired too, Rita, and I didn't work like you.
I know. I'm tired. I'm dirty. I'm sweaty. I'm gonna go clean up.
I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm tired.
But I'm happy for you. Congratulations, and I'm happy for you. So
I'm happy for me too. I'm so glad this is over with.
It's over with, yeah.
And funny part was both attorneys are glad because Nancy wanted it done because she's been carrying this folder around for a year, and their attorney's retiring. He wanted to retire in March, and he said, "I'm so tired of this." I looked at him good. I didn't do it. He says, "I know." The banker said, and he don't know, but I need to he may be getting some of that money back because that may be where I stick some more of it. I'm going to have it more in one bank.
Well, spread it around.
I got to have at least 3 banks.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Well, you can't because it's not if I insured then unless it's broke up.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a bundle, Rita.
Okay.
You talking figured up. It's 7,500 an acre for 70.68 acres.
I'll have to do the math later. My brain's.
Good night, sweetie.
Good night. I'll talk to everybody. See y'all all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.